On March 10, 2017, Habersham County Dispatch received a call regarding a collision involving two vehicles with entrapment on Smokey Road in Habersham County. Appropriate law enforcement, rescue, and emergency medical personnel had been dispatched to the collision. At 10:23 p.m., Habersham County Dispatch contacted the Department of Public Safety Troop B, Central Communications in Gainesville, Georgia, to have a trooper en route to investigate the collision. At 10:43, Habersham County Dispatch contacted the DPS Central Communications and advised that there was one confirmed fatality in the collision. Corporal Van Scotten and Investigator Ansley conducted an investigation into a collision involving a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck driven by Nicolas D. Austin. They interviewed Austin at Northeast Georgia Medical Center, obtained his consent to image data from the airbag control module, and conducted a recorded interview. Trooper First Class J. Allison imaged the ACM data at a later date. TFC Allison also visited the collision scene to take photographs. CPL Van Scotten charged Mr. Austin based on the findings, attributing the collision to Austin's speeding, failure to maintain his lane, resulting in a fatal head-on collision with Mr. Gonzalez-Lopez's vehicle. This is the interview of Austin. All related documents pertaining to this case can be found at shieldsofshame.com. All links below. Prayers and condolences to the families of the victim.
Okay, this is a recorded interview with Nicholas David Thomas Austin, date of birth 1996. This interview has been conducted in the emergency room at Northeast Georgia Medical Center in Gainesville, Georgia. The time is 2:18 a.m. My name is Master Trooper Stanley Ansley, number 631 of the Georgia State Patrol. The statement that we're prepared to take is to be recorded. For the purpose of voice identifications, I will ask that all others present identify themselves at this time and state your affiliation. Just name, right quick.
Nicholas Austin.
Corporal Dallas Van Scoten, Georgia State Patrol. Badge number 114.
Okay, Mr. Austin, do you understand that this statement is being recorded?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Prior to starting the recording, as far as the wreck goes, I have not asked you any questions. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You're employed Department of Corrections, and you gave me the phone number for the Alto prison, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you presently under the influence of any alcohol and or drugs that would render you incapable of providing an accurate statement to us at this time?
No.
Okay, as I explained to you before, right before I turn the recorder on, before I begin any questioning, I want to make sure you understand your constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent. All right, Mr. Austin, the reason we're here doing this interview with you is just a few hours ago on Smokey Road in Habersham County, you were the driver of a 2004 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck that was involved in a motor vehicle collision with another vehicle. Is that a correct statement?
That is correct.
Okay, if you will, and I would assume where the collision occurred, you had just left your employment, the prison. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, just start with leaving the prison. Tell me where you was going, the road you was on, if you know the direction of travel, give me that, and just lead me up to everything you can remember about the collision.
I was currently leaving Lee Arundel State Prison to go on a break, and I was driving down, what was the name of the road?
Smokey Road.
Smokey Road, and I got about halfway down the road into a drop-off intersection, and I was, I think, going about 50 to 55, and I took a turn a little too sharp, and my back right tire left the road and into the dirt, and I soon lost control of my vehicle, and I was in a head-on collision.
Do you recall whether or not, or which lane the collision was in?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Are you the owner of the pickup truck?
It is co-owned.
You are listed as a co-owner of the truck, is that
Yes.
correct? All right. Go back for just a second and explain to me about what you mean by an intersection.
There was the main road I was on, and then there was a second road, like leading to it on a different road. He did not turn out of that road. He was coming down the opposite side.
But on the same road you were traveling on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And you say you was leaving prison to go on a break?
Yes, sir.
Is that normal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where were you going?
To the Circle K gas station off of 365.
Okay. All right. Your pickup truck insured?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What age were you when you got your learner's permit?
Learner's permit?
Yes.
I think 18, sir.
All right, prior to the collision tonight, how have you been physically throughout the day yesterday? Any sickness, illness, anything causing you any problems, loss of sleep, or was it just a normal day?
Just a normal day, really. Nothing I can think of that was happening.
Okay. And prior to the collision, you don't have any handicaps or deformities, anything that causes you any problem with any kind of work or driving a vehicle?
No, sir. Not that I know of.
Okay. Are you under the care of a physician for any medical reasons?
Would that include a doctor I've been seeing about a nerve damage in my left leg?
Are you prescribed any medication for it?
No, sir.
Okay. How did you get nerve damage in your leg?
It was should I also explain this as well, or is this?
Which leg is it that you have the nerve problem?
It is on my left leg.
Okay. If it's something that gives you current problems where you have to frequent a physician about it, yeah, I'd like to find out something about what the cause was or what the diagnosis is, or
It's potential nerve damage in my left leg. We don't know really exactly what caused it, but this was a result to a prior accident to this accident. I was also pulling out of the Circle K gas station on my way to work, and it was raining, and my truck hit what's that little thing called when you repave the road, and it's like there's it's like a drop, like just an itty bitty drop, and you go over that.
you mean like if they was paving one lane and not another one?
Like if you're paving the main road, but like but if you turn off from a different road, it was not also paved with the other road. So it's an extra little lip that you have to go over.
Okay, yeah, just a normal bump
Yeah.
type deal that
And
uneven asphalt.
yeah, and I hit the uneven asphalt while it was raining, and my truck lost control and spun out of control. But to avoid from hurting anybody else, I swerved into the central median, resulting in a somewhat medium head trauma.
Did it turn over?
No.
Just rotated around, or?
I hit my head very, very hard on the steering wheel.
Okay. All right. Well, on your trip tonight from the prison to going towards Circle K, did you have your attention completely on what you was doing? Was you messing with your cell phone, texting, anything that would have distracted you?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this about, well, I'll get to that in a second. How'd your night at work been so far? Good? Bad? About normal?
About normal.
Okay. And is that tolerable? It
doesn't bother me.
Doesn't
It's
bother me.
tolerable.
Okay. Do you recall us about what time you left the prison going to Circle K?
Oh, Lord. I would say about 10 maybe. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. All right. Since you're registered on the vehicle, the truck, or one of the registered owners of the vehicle, you drive that particular pickup truck quite often?
Yes.
Okay. So you know the vehicle?
Yes.
No problems with it?
No.
Okay. All right, Smokey Road. I know that you couldn't recall us what it was, but do you travel it often?
When I'm going to Circle K, yes.
Okay, so
At work.
does that, what is your shift there? Is it a 3 to 11?
It is a 12-hour shift from 5:45 to 5:45.
And do you make this trip to Circle K every shift that you work? Or
Yes, mostly. And I've never encountered any other problems before. I've always drove safely, and I've always kept pride in my driving record.
okay.
Although I have had one speeding ticket before, but that was that was my fault.
Okay. Was you wearing your seatbelt tonight?
Yes, sir.
Lap belt and shoulder harness?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back this morning, or early yesterday morning. What time did you get up?
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, which would have been the 10th, because
The 10th.
Yes.
Okay. I woke up about 1 o'clock, like I always do.
PM.
PM, yes, sir.
So from the after getting off, did you work the shift on the 9th?
No, sir.
Okay.
I was off that day.
Okay. So when you got up at 1 o'clock on the yesterday afternoon, the 10th,
Yes.
had you had a good night's sleep?
I sleep from about 7 Well, yesterday I slept from 8 to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
8 a.m. to 8 o'clock.
8 a.m. to 1 o'clock?
Yes, one sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
1 p.m.
Okay. After you got up at 1 o'clock, did you go anywhere, do anything? Or just a normal day for you, up in the till the point of going to work?
Would going to lunch count, or is that something normal?
Well, where did you go to lunch at?
Yakimono's in Clarksville.
Okay, so that was just a short trip.
Yes, sir.
About what time did you go there?
About 2 o'clock.
Okay. You got any questions?
Are you familiar with that road that you were on, since you travel it pretty often?
Yes, sir.
You aware what the supposed speed limit is?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
I think it's 45.
It's 35.
What?
It's 35. And you said you were running between 50 and 55?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure about that? How did you determine, or how in your mind did you feel like you were going 50 to 55?
I was going downhill.
Were you looking at the speedometer and saying, look, I'm going 55 miles an hour? Or were you just thinking that this is how fast I think I'm going?
I was more focused on the road, so I guess that's how fast I was going.
So you're just guessing basically from driving the truck enough to know that, hey, I'm probably going 50 to 55 miles an hour?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then were you doing something that caused you to run out of the road, or you think you were going too fast that the truck gyrated off the road from centrifugal force? You tell me.
I think that I think I was going a little too fast in my truck. I couldn't turn it fast enough.
Were you in a hurry to get to the store?
No, sir.
I mean, are you under a time limit?
I have a 30-minute.
You have a 30-minute window?
Yes, sir.
And you basically went on break at about 10 after 10, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
And then you would have went to the store?
Yes, sir.
Usually do whatever you do at the store, then you have to be back by what, 10:30, 10:40?
I would have been back about 10:40.
Do you clock out, or do you just call on the radio or something and say, hey, I'm going up here?
I let my lieutenant know.
Do you clock out, or do you just go?
No, sir. I normally just go.
Okay, and you just tell your supervisor, and he says, yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
go. You jump in your truck, you run to the store,
Yes, sir.
get whatever you're gonna get, and then you come back.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you were going faster than that, or you're pretty sure you're going 50, 55 just based on the fact that you drive that truck? What I'm saying is, you're not looking at the speedometer. You run off the road, you go, oh my God, I'm running 55 miles an hour, because you're looking at the speedometer. You're just going, I think I was going this fast, and the truck drifted out of the road because I was going that fast. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I'm honestly.
You don't have an exact speed, is what I'm asking you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you know you were going over the posted speed limit. The speed limit is 35 miles an hour in that area,
Yes, sir.
right there where you hit.
Yes, sir.
Basically, you went out of the road, you crossed back into the road, you crossed into the oncoming lane, and you hit the guy headlight to headlight.
Yes, sir.
So that's what happened.
Yes, sir.
And what we're trying to fill in is how much speed's involved, because we know you were over the speed limit.
Yes, sir. I honestly don't remember. All I know
So you
is,
don't know precise speed, but just based on driving the truck and you ran out of the road, you're saying you were probably running between 50 and 55.
Yes, sir. Due to how heavy, not naturally heavy a truck is, I would guesstimate and say about 50 to 55.
Did you know you were on the wrong side of the road once you corrected and came back on the road?
Once I pulled my truck back onto the road, yes, sir. I tried to veer out of the way.
Did you brake at all?
Yes, sir.
Or did you just panic and kind of whip it, you know what I'm saying?
I tried to brake.
So your foot wasn't on the accelerator,
No, sir.
it was on the brake.
Yes, sir.
You knew you were getting out of control because the truck had drifted off the right side.
Yes, sir.
And you're running between 50 and 55,
Yes, sir.
and basically you're just trying to regain control.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions that you could think of?
I don't think so. I mean, that covered the fact that you are familiar with the roadway.
Yes, sir.
It's not your first time on there, so
No, sir.
that covered that. And then the fact that you knew that you was out of the road, and then pretty much what we consider is overcorrected when you come back on going into the oncoming lane.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think that's all the questions I have. You have
Pretty
any?
much it, yeah.
Yeah,
Other
okay.
than doing the download.
Yeah. What I've got filled out here, since you are a co-owner of the vehicle, the specialized collision reconstruction team goes in and wrecks like this. We do post collision inspection of the vehicles involved. We look at all aspects of the entire vehicle. What this is here and what I'm going to let you read, if you'd like to, or I'll read it to you right quick, is to be able to go in and us doing post-collision inspection of the truck, and what we'll do is document like the tires on the truck, wheels, the size, what make, model, so forth and so on, that we can document, you know, and then
Yes,
we'll
sir.
document the vehicle in by photographs also. Now, you know that in any vehicle with an airbag has what we call an airbag control module in there. It records data, which we go in and get and analyze it once we copy it. So what this is here is a consent, if you want to give us consent, to go in, do the inspection on the truck, and get the data from the airbag control module. And what this says here is, I, Nicolas D, Austin, give consent for an inspection of my vehicle by the Georgia State Patrol's Specialized Collision Reconstruction Team. I understand that this consent is given voluntarily and without duress. The vehicle to be inspected is a 2004 Chevrolet Silverado, which is black in color. This vehicle bears a Georgia registration of R. Robert B. Boy V. Victor 1246 and a VIN vehicle identification number of 2GCEK19TX4111727. This inspection may include, but is not limited to, the passenger compartment, restraint system, tires, and information available on the airbag control module. If further analysis of any of the items inspectors requires removal from the vehicle, I understand that an itemized inventory will be provided to me. I understand that this inspection will aid in the reconstruction of a fatal collision that occurred on March the 10th, 2017 in Habersham County. So are you willing to give us consent to go in, do the inspection on the truck, and get the module data?
Yes. If it helps figure out.
Oops, you want to put it in this pad here. If you hold the pad just a minute. All right, I'm going to date this document here March the 11th. All right, with all that being taken care of now, I'm going to give you an opportunity if there's anything you'd like to add to what we've talked about, or any other statement you want to make. I'll give you a second to do that.
I don't think there's anything else I could add, sir.
Okay. Have any threats or promises been made during this interview?
No, sir.
Did you request to stop the interview, questioning, and/or recording?
No.
At any time during this interview, did you request an attorney?
No.
Have you read or have we discussed anything during this interview that you do not understand?
No.
Okay, I'm going to read a straight statement to you, and after I read it, if you would just tell me whether you agree to it or not. I, Nicolas D. Austin, declare that the facts stated on this recording are true and correct to the best of my knowledge. My statement has been made freely, voluntarily, and without threats or promises of any kind.
That is correct.
Okay. If you will just sign. Okay, the time is 2:45 a.m. and that concludes this interview. SCRTB-018-17.